Good afternoon once again. I would like to share with you some of the constitutional provisions that we need to know to help us in our promotion exams. We have looked at some of the laws and acts that help Ghana Education Service, but we are going to look at some of the articles that were provided in the constitution that directly affect the education system in Ghana, and that's what we are going to look at. If this is your first time of meeting me, don't forget to subscribe. Kindly subscribe, like, and share. So we are going to look at the constitutional provision that help or the educational rights in Ghana. We are going to look at Article 25 of the 1992 Constitution and 25 Clause 1 and subsections of this Constitution to see what it talks about. So when we are talking about the constitutional provision of the 1992 Constitution, Article 25 talks about all persons shall have the right to equal educational opportunities and training facilities with the view to achieving full realization of the person's rights. That is Article 25 of the 1992 Constitution. And in view of this, basic education shall be free, compulsory, and available to all. That is Article 25 Clause 1A, that basic education shall be free, compulsory, and available to all. Then let's look at the same clause, the same article, Article 25 Clause 1B, does state that the secondary education in its different forms, including the technical and vocational education, shall be made generally available and accessible to all by every appropriate means, and in particular by the progressive introduction of the free education in Ghana. So when politicians are talking about free education, the Constitution has made provision for that to be progressively introduced in this modern world. Then Clause 1C talks about higher education shall be made equally accessible to all and on the basis of capacity by every means, and in particular by progressively introducing free education in Ghana. That is what the Article 25 Clause 1 C is talking about. Then let's look at that same article, Article 25 Clause 1D, that talks about the functional literacy shall encourage and intensify as far as it is possible. That is what the Article 25 is talking about. So basically it's talking about the right of every citizen to acquire education in Ghana. So then let's look at Article 38 of the 1992 Constitution, that talks about educational objective of every state or every country or the state or the country Ghana, And Article 38 Clause 1 is talking about the state shall provide educational facilities at all levels in all regions of Ghana, and shall, when we say shall, it is mandatory, it is backed by law, and shall to the greatest extent feasible make those facilities available for every Ghanaian in the country. Then clause clause 2 of the Article 38 states that the government shall within 2 years after Parliament first within 2 years after Parliament first sitting, after the coming into the force of this constitution, draw programs for the implementation within the following 10 years for the provision of free, compulsory and universal basic education. That is what the state shall offer. Then when we talk about clause 3, subsection 3 of this clause, that is clause 1, subsection 3, that is, the state shall, subject to the availability of resources, provide equal and balanced access to secondary and other appropriate pre-tertiary educational institutions, equal access to universities and equivalent education with emphasis on science and technology. Science and technology should be the main focus of every educational system or any educational plan that is put up. Then free adult literacy programs and free vocational training and rehabilitation, resettlement of disabled persons is also included, and lifelong education. So education does not end, it continues. That is what we need to know as promotion candidates. Kindly subscribe, like and share, and we shall meet again in our another tutorials. God bless everybody. Bye bye.